8 billion people, 7,000 languages. But what if, overnight, there was only one? Flip a switch, and by morning, it's real. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what that world looks like, century by century, and how long it survives. Because there is a real number, and we've measured it. Fair warning, paradise has an expiration date. We know it to within a century because humanity has already run this experiment twice. Day one is chaos, in the best way. Airports fire their translators. Phrase books become scrap paper. Subtitles vanish from every screen on Earth. Within a year, everything speeds up. A researcher in Nairobi reads a paper from Osaka the second it's published. Deals close in one meeting. Nothing on Earth waits for translation anymore. Every book ever written gets one final translation, and then every child who will ever be born can read all of it. The entire library of the species, unlocked for everyone. People fall in love across 9 time zones. Grandparents follow their grandkids' jokes. For the first time in recorded history, nobody on Earth is a foreigner by ear. For a century, maybe 2, paradise. Then, somewhere around year 150, something small happens. A generation of teenagers starts talking in a way their grandparents half follow. Nobody worries, it's just slang. Because we've seen this exact moment before. Rome had the world language once. Latin ran everything from Scotland to Syria for 5 centuries. Soldiers spoke it, tax collectors demanded it, roads carried it. Then the empire fell, and the clock started. 3 centuries later, a council of bishops had to order priests to stop preaching in Latin because the people in the pews could no longer understand it. People who thought they were still speaking it. At 1,000 years, Latin stopped being a language at all. It became French, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, and Romanian. 5 children who cannot understand each other. China ran the same experiment with a trick. Characters that stand for meanings, not sounds. 2,000 years later, a Beijing speaker and a Hong Kong speaker can text each other all day and could not order lunch in each other's cities. 300 years to strain, 1,000 to shatter. It's been measured twice. That's the speed limit. So what breaks it? First, every child rebuilds the language from scratch, from what they hear, and every rebuild is a tiny bit off. Second, and this is the killer, we drift on purpose. In the 1960s, fishermen on Martha's Vineyard were caught leaning harder into their old vowels, pushing away from the tourists. Sounding like an islander was the point. Your accent is a flag, and people fly it harder when someone else moves in. What splits languages isn't oceans or mountains, it's identity. And no shared dictionary has ever beaten identity. And before you say the internet will save it, American city vowels drifted apart all through the television age. Everyone watched the same shows. Everyone drifted anyway. So play it forward. Year 300. The slang islands have hardened into accents you can place from across a room. The news from the other hemisphere takes a beat of adjustment. Comedians are doing bits about it. Year 500. Subtitles come back, first as a courtesy, then as a necessity, and somewhere a council of somebodies is ordering the big speeches translated. Again, year 1000. The world doesn't have a language anymore. It has a language family. 8 billion people speaking the beautiful, mutually unintelligible grandchildren of the perfect language. You cannot give humanity one language. You can only give it a common ancestor. And that's the strange comfort here. A language isn't a code you memorize. It's a current you step into. Moving, drifting, alive. That's the whole idea behind Polystop. A short story in your new language every day, one step past what you understand. You're not studying the current, you're in it. Next time, one man built an alphabet from nothing. A king, on purpose, in a single project. His scholars bragged you could learn it before lunch. They were right.